Hi there, this is Rupesh, and today we're going to talk about why the Prolific survey site is different from all of the other survey sites that are out there. Now, let me ask you a question. Isn't it frustrating when you're doing a survey to realize that, you know what, you were only doing a screener, you wasted your time and your effort because they don't even reimburse you for a screener, you have to start all over again. And that's the experiences people have with these survey sites that are around there. And I'll be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why I don't like doing these sort of online survey sites. But today we're going to be talking about prolific.co, and it's one of those survey sites that I think breathes new life into the world of online survey sites. It's more refreshing, in my opinion. It's different, and I'm going to show you why it's different or how it's different. At the same time, there are some things that are not so good about the survey site, and I'm going to talk about it as well. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are at the official Prolific website. What exactly is Prolific all about? It's a platform that actually provides companies with real human participants for any project that they would like to refine. So in other words, let's just say a company is looking for maybe feedback on some of their academic studies, or they want participants to answer some of their industry surveys, or perform tasks that will help them perform vital research, drive technology development, or even help to train the AIs. Then they want feedback on this. Prolific would step in, and they have over 120,000 participants on the database, and they will provide these companies with these screen participants. And I've learned while I was doing the research on Prolific that they have participants from over 38 countries around the world, and they have served over 30,000 researchers. Now you might be thinking, well, that sounds all cool. So why would you want to become a participant with Prolific? Well, according to the website, they value their participants, they give them ethical treatment, and they pay them fairly. So I'm going to talk now more about that in the video on treatment, but let's first check out who the owner of Prolific is. Okay, so the company was founded back in 2014, and the owner, or shall I say the co-founder, his name is Philippe Bradley. Now he's boasts quite an impressive and diverse work experience. You can actually read the full story on my website, Passive Income for All. But I'll just quickly zoom to it. He was serving his days as a private tutor, then he went to mentoring in subjects, and then he went as a undergraduate researcher at universities, and then he had a passion for education and technology. He took various roles as a researcher at various universities and also computational physics lab demonstrator. Now, because of this extensive background, he founded, or it led him to found this company Prolific, and he is currently serving as a CEO, spearheading the platform's mission to connect researchers with real human participants. So that just gives you an idea. I mean, the main point of this is to see that there is owner transparency. A lot of survey sites out there, you don't get to know who the owner or the founders are, and this is another reason why it's so refreshing. Now, if you want to join, there's two options. You can join by either selecting an option to take the studies as a participant, and or you can join as a company who wants to take advantage of the database that Prolific has. Now, if you're interested in making money, I'm sure you will probably choose the first option. Now, on that note, at the moment right now, Prolific is not accepting any more participants. So you're going to have to join the waitlist and wait for them to get back to you once there's an opening, or once you fit the criteria for them to say, hey, we want this guy or we want this lady, right? How actually do you make money? Now, I first want to just show you on the website that they actually pay you out in pounds. Get fair payment fast, and a minimum of $8 or £6 an hour with instant cash out. Some studies even pay hourly rates of $20 plus additional bonuses. Now you can understand why these guys would actually have a wait list, because I mean, one of the reasons is because they have these fair pay rates. Some of the survey jobs are much higher than your traditional survey sites. So can you see why I said it's so refreshing and why it breathes new life into the survey world? But at the end of the day, it's a survey site, and the number of surveys that you get is obviously dependent on the amount of jobs you get. I mean, and that is dependent on where you are located, your demographics, and all of those sort of factors will take into account how many jobs you can get. And as for testimonials, now there's a platform called Reddit, and here someone from Africa made £10 per week. I normally cash out about £10 per week. Very part-time and quite selective on what I do. In terms of beer, that's the equivalent of 12 beers or 2 bottles of table wine. Definitely worth it for the time taken. And someone from the United States made £20 to £40 per week. I work from home as it is, and I leave it open on my laptop. I use a Chrome extension, and when one pops up, I switch over, pop through real quick. I currently make 20 to £40 a day. I live in the US, and I assume my demographics must be sought after because I get surveys pretty consistently. So you see, that's what I mean. It really does depend on where you are located and there and how much the demand is. One of the takeaways from becoming successful with survey sites, with survey tasks on Prolific, is that you need to act fast. So let's just say you put your name on the wait list, you get accepted, then the survey spots get full up pretty quickly. So you need to make sure that you have access to your email, and when they notify you of a gig, go ahead and do it. Many participants felt that the tasks were easy, they were fun, and they were interesting. And many of them share the same sentiment that the pay was fair. Right. So, what do people have to say about using Prolific? All right. So now, Trustpilot.com is a survey site, and if you check out their rating now, when I reviewed Prolific, they had about 4.6 out of 5 stars. It's a pretty good rating. And yeah, some of the positive things that folks had to say. I just summarized it here so you can check it out. People felt that the company was trustworthy, the payment was quick and made timelessly in PayPal. Folks were easily guided through the survey taking process, and it's really easy to navigate around the site. Now, obviously, not everybody is going to be happy with Prolific, and there was an automatic ban from the system without a reason. People's IPs were flagged by companies' screening software, and there was no help from their support team. Right, so that summarizes the company in a nutshell. Okay, so now let's talk about the pros and cons of the survey site. The pros, of course, is that it's free to register. They have a long standing in the market. They've been around since 2014, so that's a good thing. They regularly update their LinkedIn profile, and of course the main pro is that you get paid in British pounds. Now moving over to the negatives about the Prolific survey sites is that it's not a passive income earning opportunity, and obviously the main one is that you can't join them right now because there is a wait list, so you have to wait maybe 6 to 8 months for them to get back to you until a slot opens up, and then you can jump in and do their surveys. So is Prolific .co a scam? In my opinion, it is a legitimate survey website. Look, I personally am not a fan of doing survey sites because from my experience, I've wasted so much of my precious time doing surveys only to be told that I am not qualified for the main paying survey. So you waste a great deal of your time, and like we said earlier on, it is frustrating. Now coming over to this survey site, it's more refreshing in the sense that first of all, they pay you out in pounds, you get paid in PayPal, there's some good reviews on Prolifics, and you don't have to really worry because once you get selected for a study, it's not going to be a screener. You're already selected, so it's almost like you're guaranteed to get paid. You just have to be quick when the gig does come along. Now the negative part, of course, is that you have to wait. There is that waiting list, and they do have company exclusions. The amount of money that you make with survey sites, not only Prolific but most survey site, is dependent on your demographics, the location, all of those sort of factors which you can't really control. So that's the thing with survey sites and Prolific. So where do you go from here now? Look, if you're watching this video, then you are interested in making money online. So one of the options that you can do is, why don't you consider starting your very own side hustle? You have much more control when you start your own site, like maybe an online business. And the more money you earn is dependent on how much time that you put into your time and your effort. And here you can actually build yourself a stable passive income. And if this does interest you, then feel free to check out my number one recommendation. This company or this business platform, they do have a starter membership, so you can actually test it out without having to even put your credit card down and see. Maybe it's something that you feel much more acquainted with, much more happy with doing. And you can also always put your name on the wait list for Prolific, but in the meantime start something on the side. So thanks so much for checking out this review on Prolific. I hope that it has helped you out. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. If you found it helpful, then share it with your family and friends. And if you found this channel helpful, also feel free to subscribe to it so that me and you can chat in our next video. So I wish you everything of the best in your online success and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.